The Rellana's Twin Blade, I think, is one of these weapons that you really benefit from it if you are a skilled player. And if you are not, and I'm not claiming to be one, you're gonna suffer and you're probably gonna find any excuse why not to like this weapon. And this is one weapon that really benefits from high-level players and also ones that have skill. Basically, what it lacks in poise damage, sometimes it has in versatility and burst damage. And if you are among those who really find it hard to even evade a hit or two, like myself, you're gonna suffer using this weapon. I heard many people complain about the range of the art, they want to be bigger, but the thing is that you need to understand this weapon, especially with the fast attack, if you combine it with the arts, you can deal massive damage up close. Still, you have the option to deal damage from a bit far away, kind of a little staggered, so you can actually continue attacking with your fast attacks. And the cool thing about the weapon is scale C when maxed out with strength, int, dex, and faith, but of course depends on the art that you are using. You'll decide if you are again lower level which one to go with. If you're higher level, you can enjoy all of it. I personally prefer the fire with scale with faith, but if you want to go with magic, we're going to go with intelligence. You can also combine it with talisman that increase your attacks when doing attacks one after the other in a sequence, which is good for R1, for example, especially if you are using the weapon as a two-handed one. So this is one of these weapons that skilled player will enjoy the most and will tell you just demolishing everything. But if you are not a skilled player, you're gonna suffer with this weapon. This is a weapon for honest people. If you know and you don't play the weapon, you're probably gonna enjoy it a lot. But if you start searching for why it actually sucks, you're probably lacking in some aspect to really enjoy the weapon. So as I mentioned, what it lacks in poise damage, you're gonna get in favor of really strong burst damage and versatility. Yeah, and I'm among those who actually love just weapons that don't require a lot of skill, like the build that I'm using here with the Ring of Light and the weapon. I can actually heal when I'm actually hitting enemies. I can just go face, I don't care about the damage, I'm gonna heal anyway, and I can just face enemies and bosses without even worrying too much. Yeah, this is something that I used to play a lot, and this is actually something that I used in my first playthrough with the DLC, because it just made the runs so easy and so much fun. Basically, you can be skillless and just finish the DLC very quickly. So for example, against the same enemy that you saw before, here with my other build, that is just again skillless build, I can just throw these incantation, the multi-layered Ring of Light, and just finish with them even without attacking with the weapon. Crazy, huh? And again, if I go with my skillless build and just you can actually check out my channel, I can just go and attack any tanky enemy that before that, it requires a bit of skill to kind of evade them, but now I can just face anything without worrying. So this is like the opposite thing compared to the weapon that we are talking here, and of course a complementary build. And to be honest, I think that they did it on purpose. They really wanted a weapon that doesn't scale really high everything, but high-level players who already, have like maybe, above 300, something like that. You don't need to be actually. I actually invested quite a lot in all the different attributes like dex, strength, int, and faith, around 60 or so, while still being good with the others, while just being 20, 30. But if you again more, you can advance even more, and you can actually benefit with the versatility by being able to use all these things together, alongside, of course, incantations and sorceries as well. But again, all that while not being OP, right? If it's too powerful, it just makes all the other weapons feel pale, and in comparison, people just maybe be angry that such a weapon exists. And actually I did read people talking about that, but the thing is, I think it's pretty well balanced overall, but it becomes very powerful in the right hand of a skilled player, high-level player. This can be a really, really fun weapon to play with because of all the versatility and the burst damage. And if you know how to dodge attacks, you can really put lots of damage in. So if it has really high pause, it's kind of maybe break the weapon in a way, because then you get benefit of everything if you're a very skilled player. So I think the reason why the poise isn't high is because they needed to balance this weapon out. Now I'm saying all that because they must have something in the middle. I like kind of builds that make things easier for me rather than something that requires me to learn moves and, you know, be more skilled with my attacks. Although again, when I invest time, I can be very skilled with what I do, but again, it requires time, learning, and dedication. Sometimes I'm lazy, sometimes I'm actually into it. So this is why I can actually feel the balance of this weapon. You know, when I'm in certain enemies, I know the attacks and it works for me because I already know how to deal with them. I feel that, oh my god, he's just so powerful. It's just evade 1-2 attacks and you can put so much damage in. Whether with some enemies that I'm not good at, I'm really getting punished because again, there's a delay when you're doing the attack, and you actually can really benefit from actually the delay if you're using certain talismans. Like the Rellana's cameo talisman, when you delay your attack for I think like 2 seconds, something like that, you have kind of red glow, and this gives you weapon skill 15% more damage. And again, you need to avoid attacks to really make the best out of it. But once you do, you actually enjoy the continuous pace of the battle compared to something that rely more on poise damage and heavy attacks, and then you're gonna find something else. It just feels different to play. And it's very rewarding in terms both of damage and just fun playing it. I mean, right now, many people just go with heavy damage or something that have high poise so they can actually stagger bosses. And I mean, that's what I'm doing in many of the builds that I use until now. But right now, it actually, this type of weapon made me want to be better, to really enjoy this playstyle. So this type of weapon that actually motivated me to be good. Whether with other weapons, I'm kind of lazy. I can just, you know, face everything and, you know, it's very forgiving. So this is why I think this weapon is so special and designed like that. And both with the scaling and again, balancing with the poise and having all the different options, especially if you're high level, to really give players who invested in the game to really enjoy something else. That's why I think this weapon all around is a fantastic weapon. What are your thoughts? In the comment section below. Thanks for watching.